something like, something like this, for instance. You know this is going to take a long time. So, and the intensity is not going to be super high. It's going to be more moderate intensity throughout, and then by the end, you're going to be feeling pretty good. All right, so the shorter, more intense the workout, the more involved the warm-up. The first thing you want to do is mobilize and activate all the joints and structures specific to the workout. So if you're using a lot of shoulders, mobilize and activate your shoulders. Make sure that you're warmed up and ready to go with the shoulders. Same with the hips and the knees. Whatever you're doing, if you're doing lots of deadlifting or kettlebell swings or snatches or something like that, you want to make sure your low back is warmed up. Whatever you're going to be using a lot of in that workout, you want to make sure that they're ready to go. You want to increase your heart rate equal to or greater than what you're going to feel in the workout. That way, when you get to that place, it's not a surprise. So when you start to redline and you're pushing really, really, really hard, you've already been there 10 or 20 minutes early. It's nothing new. You're familiar. You just keep pushing right through. Right? Practice the movements specific to the workout. So you want to make sure that your technique is sharp. You're feeling good. Right? And then for this one, what we're going to work on today, develop a strategy specific to you. So based on your abilities, something like the row. So what we did with our teams yesterday is it kind of happened by chance. We were doing some 30-30 rowing, and we started them off and said, "Case, you're going to row 50% for the first 30 seconds." And then in the second round, we're like, "Okay, row 55%, just a little bit faster for this 30 seconds." And then one of them goes, "Oh man, that felt more like 100%. We're like, "Okay, that was done." So we went up to 5 minutes, and then on the fifth round, we rowed at max effort. So 30 seconds as hard as you possibly could do. And then we took them back down. We said, "Okay, how many calories per hour do you see?" Some of them were 1,000, some were 1,200, some were 600. Take half of that number, so 500 calories per hour. Now that's actually 50%. Let's row 30 seconds at 50%. And then we took them up by adding about 50 calories each time to around 75 to 80%. We said, okay, now this 75, 80% is your target for the workout all the way through. And they started off, they're 27, and they're like, oh, some of them are a little fast. We're like, hold it back, guys. And then by the time they got to 15 and 9, we were having to push them really hard to maintain that pace. And that's where you want to be through.
The 50% you had to push them.
No, to about 75, 80%. Yeah, because they were hurting.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. It's just like a marathon, right? You don't sprint the first mile and then walk the rest.
Yeah.
You try and find your pace that you want to carry throughout the entire thing, and that's just going to be your fastest time. So developing a strategy that's specific to you. Now, for the workout that we're going to do today, it's going to be a little bit different. We're not going to do any rowing. We're going to do some overhead squats and
chest bars.
Chest bars. But here's a couple more examples. So this is the one that we're doing today. 3 minutes to complete, 10 overhead squats, 10 chest bars. And you add 2 reps each round every time you do it again. So 3 minutes to complete, 10 to 10 of 2 rounds. 3 minutes to complete, 12 to 12, 2 rounds. 3 minutes to complete, 14 to 14. And then it goes up. Now, I'll explain why this one was so heavily technical strategy dependent when we get to it. But this was probably the #1 workout that I've seen through all the years of the Open where poor strategy did that. This was a big one too, the burpees and thrusters. So last year what we did with people is we gave them time to hold for their burpees. So try and thinking about maybe like if you're gonna break your thrusters up, a thruster takes as long as a thruster takes, right? Break it up into manageable sets. But burpees, you can go really fast or you can go really slow. Like you see those people that get really tired and they start to crawl out of their burpees. You don't want to be in that scenario. So what we're giving people is a pace to hit for each burpee. And for like a good time in this workout, you're only doing a burpee every like 8 or 10 seconds, which is slow. When you do that, like I remember doing a burpee every 4 seconds and being like, this is really slow.
Right, yeah, right.
But doing it every 8 or 10 seconds, people were feeling really slow, and back to our stick-to-itiveness, some people didn't really trust in it.
And how were you breaking up their thrusters with that?
Well, because you're not really wasting energy on the burpees, you kind of would just like break them in half, maybe.
Yeah.
You can trip through. The row for balance, so we're talking about this one. People getting a little bit crazy in the row, making sure that you hit that pace that you want to go throughout, and then breaking thrusters up appropriately. This one is tricky. So it is and it isn't. The 150 wall balls to start it off. A lot of people, it took 12 minutes to do the 150 wall balls, or they were like 9 or 10 minutes, and then they were getting a few double unders, right? But for people that were going to get all the way through the muscle-ups and back into the wall balls, you needed to appropriately pace these, because if you wrecked your upper body going through this and then kept it tight on the double unders and then tried to do 30 muscle-ups, you're going to be in trouble.
Did anyone actually ever finish that in 12?
Oh yeah, lots of people got well back into the wall balls.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I remember you coached me through that workout.
30 muscle.
You coached us through our wall balls. That was one of the first.
The wall balls, that was a hard one. There was one guy, a few people just did them unbroken.
Or something.
Wow.
But you had to.
Yeah, that was when Tavia did
Yeah, I think Tavia did.
She did 75 in a ridiculous
Yeah,
amount
she was
of time
fast.
unbroken.
And then this one, we did this one last year. The 25 total bar, 50 double unders, squat cleans, 15, 12, 9, 6, with ascending weights. So descending reps, ascending weights. It was this that got a lot of people.
Yeah,
A lot of people were fine to do the first 25 in a row, but then when they got back, they were down to 5s and 2s and 3s. And this is very similar to what you would see here, right? You want to be making sure that you maintain that. This kind of folds back into, this was one of the examples that we used for here. Because the toes bar, you get to the point where you're just I can't do anymore. I have to take a break. I would either fall off the pull bar or I can't get my toes bar. And then same thing with the cleans. The cleans just got so heavy that people are okay, I'll do one and then I'll take a minute rest. Right? Okay, so back to the one that we're going to work on today, this 15.2. The strategy that you want to use to approach this is stretching your work through the entire 3 minutes, because you have to wait for the next 3 minutes to start. With this one, you could bank your time. So if you finished this first round, 25, 50, and 15, in 2 minutes, you just got right into work and started the next round. But this one, you're not allowed to start until the 3 minutes is complete. So at 0, you start, and then at 3, you start your next round. At 6, you start your next round. At 9, you start your following round. So because you have to wait, you want to work on pacing things throughout, right? So rather than going hard and then thinking that you're going to bank that rest, what you're really doing is you're creating an anaerobic response, which is going to be really hard to recover from. We want to keep it as light and easy as we possibly can the entire way through. So when we develop a strategy, this last part of our workout, what we're going to end up doing is we're going to time how long it takes you to do a round in 3 minutes. You're going to stretch it out as long as you possibly can. So if, for instance, 6 overhead squats, there's not a whole lot of reason to be breaking those up, but you can still rest the bar on your back. So you could do 3, rest the bar on your back, press overhead with 3. Furkowski did a really good job. He snatch balanced a bunch of reps. So you could do something like that.
You can do it like that?
You can. He did get in trouble, but then they were trapped with it. But anyway, so you want to stretch it out, and then with your pull-ups, maybe doing so if you're doing your chest to bars, doing 5, taking a short break, and doing 5. Or doing 3, taking a short break, and doing 3.
I don't understand why you don't, why you want to take your time and then not bank it.
You do want to make it. So you want to finish each round around 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Rather
keep
than
your heart
finishing
rate
in 1 minute and then having 2 minutes of rest.
That's not.
No. You want to stretch it out. You want to stay as low intensity as you possibly can.
Keep your heart rate low.
If you peak over that edge, there's no coming back.
Yeah, okay.
So if by the time you get to this round, you do your 14 and 14. Now we're talking about pretty significant numbers, right? But if you just feel like you're just starting your first round there because these 2 were easy, those 14 chest to bars is going to be the big one. Your arms are going to get really tired from having done those 14 chest to bars, right? Especially
Good question. It's a really good
if
question.
you can't complete 2 rounds, then at minute 3, you're just starting from the beginning. You're not finishing the round. Does that make sense, right?
If you take the whole entire 3 minutes, get a rest and comfortable into the
Then
next
you roll
one.
right into the next
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Exactly.
And if you
And
don't-
that's the point.
And if you don't complete it,
Then you're done.
you're done.
Yeah.
So it seems counterintuitive, right? Like it seems like you should just get it done as fast as you can and then rest as much as you can. But that's the idea here is
And then what you
that
see
we're
is
trying to strategize
really
against that.
peaks and valleys in intensity. And because you're putting extra stress, like think about doing 20 push-ups as fast as you possibly can, right? Or doing one push-up
Every 10
6
seconds.
for a minute. That's going to be much easier. That's basically what we're doing. Because these pull-ups and chest to bars are going to generate a lot of cumulative fatigue on your body, you want to make sure that you draw it out so that you're recovering from it kind of like in bits and pieces. You want to walk instead of race, right? It would be the same as like walking down the road, or some people do those intervals where they sprint from telephone pole to telephone pole and then walk to the next one. Right? Why not just jog? And then you finish, you're like, oh, okay, like jog. Otherwise, or you're like, oh my God, this is really hard. You're gonna feel it. It's the exact same thing when we do our warm-up, when we do some 30-30 rowing. 10 minutes of easy rowing versus 10 rounds of 30 hard, 30 easy are two completely different things, right? So we want to draw that out. So these are the workouts that we're doing, or this is the workout we're doing. The RX version is 10 overhead squats at 95 and 65, 10 chest to bars, and the scale version is 6 overhead squats at 65 and 45, and 6 pull-ups. The weights stay the same, but the reps increase. And we're going 2 rounds of each, starting every 3 minutes.
Can I add something? Just generally as the open comes around, the nice thing about what we do here is that you've got coaches that strategize a lot.
Which is going to be amazing.
Because sometimes you would just come into it and be like, I'm just going to do this. Like, I'll just do it. And I've done that before, years before, and been like, oh, I should have listened to my coach. But luckily you have coaches that'll like do the workout and then like strategize, or we're looking online, or we're seeing what other people are doing, like the best in the world, and then people locally in gyms, and then we'll give you a strategy, and then you have to stick to it. And that's the hard part, is like dialing back your intensity when you don't feel like you should, or like not really being sure if it's the right strategy. But this is what I think the open prep is valuable for.
Well, we're going to take the time today to time